A tycoon caught on camera, an affair between judges, and a divorce worth celebrating. Turns out the secret to a successful relationship can't be found in a cookbook, and some celebrity chefs have had devastating splits. Pat and Gina Neely became Food Network stars following the debut of their show Down Home with the Neelys in 2008. Over the course of 6 years and 11 seasons, the high school sweethearts welcomed viewers into their kitchen as they whipped up their famous Memphis barbecue and other delicious meals. The Los Angeles Times referred to Pat and Gina as Food Network's golden couple. That's what made it so surprising when the couple announced they were filing for divorce in 2014. It turns out that despite appearances, the marriage started falling apart before the show came on air, with Gina telling People, "I never wanted to be a TV chef. I was going to divorce Pat prior to the show. And then all of a sudden the train jumped on the track and I had to hold on for my life. He became my business partner, whereas I needed a husband."
Like, people would tell me, "You broke my heart. How could you leave him?" And I was like, well, I was on TV 22 minutes.
Bobby Flay has been married and divorced 3 times, but it was the demise of his most recent marriage that got people talking. In 2005, the famed television chef married actor Stephanie March, best known for her recurring role on Law & Order SVU. After 10 years of marriage, the couple divorced in 2015. According to Page 6, the breakup stemmed in large part from Flay's alleged infidelity, with March accusing Flay of having an affair with a hostess at his Bar America restaurant. The straw that broke the camel's back was when Flay missed the couple's anniversary to fly to Miami's South Beach Wine and Food Festival. He attended the event with several of his team members, including the aforementioned hostess. Because of the affair, March challenged the couple's prenuptial agreement, which would have forced Flay to pay her $5,000 a month. According to TMZ, she simultaneously accused Flay of canceling her credit cards and threatening to kick her out of their home, which is where March was caring for her cancer-stricken mother at the time. Fortunately for all parties involved, the bad blood didn't last too long. In July of 2015, just a few months after filing for divorce, the two reached an agreement, telling People magazine in a joint statement, "We look forward to putting this difficult time behind us." When Giada de Laurentiis married fashion designer Todd Thompson in 2003, her career on television was just beginning. In the years that followed, de Laurentiis quickly grew to become one of the most well-known celebrity chefs in the country, thanks in large part to her countless television shows and appearances. But all that change took a toll on her personal life, including her marriage. De Laurentiis announced she was getting divorced in December of 2014. In a Facebook post, putting an end to her 11-year marriage. "Our focus on the future and overwhelming desire for our family's happiness has given us the strength to move forward on separate yet always connected paths."
After I got divorced, I spent about a year and a half alone, not dating and not just sort of figuring things out.
Theories behind de Laurentiis' divorce abound, from her aforementioned skyrocketing fame to a hectic work schedule that kept her away from home to rumors of infidelity. Regardless, the chef wasn't down for long. She started dating her current boyfriend, television producer Shane Farley, in 2015. In June of 2013, British chef, author, and television personality Nigella Lawson was eating at a restaurant with her husband, advertising tycoon Charles Saatchi, when cameras caught Saatchi grabbing Lawson's throat. The photos were published in an English newspaper, and overnight the couple found themselves in the middle of a scandal. The incident and media storm that followed put a wedge between Lawson and Saatchi. It likely did not help that Saatchi not only tried to downplay his actions, but also seemed to blame Lawson for the unwanted public attention, telling the Daily Mail, "I feel that I have clearly been a disappointment to Nigella during the last year or so. I am disappointed that she was advised to make no public comment to explain that I abhor violence of any kind against women and have never abused her physically in any way." The couple was granted a divorce the following month, putting an end to a 10-year marriage. By the early 2000s, Wolfgang Puck had established himself as one of America's premier chefs and restaurateurs. With cookbooks, lines of frozen food and cookware, and of course, several successful restaurants, it's safe to say Puck had built a culinary empire. But he didn't build it alone. Just as crucial to Puck's success was his then-wife, Barbara Lazaroff. When Puck opened his flagship restaurant, Spago, in 1982, Lazaroff designed the interior. The pair married the following year, and Lazaroff would go on to decorate many of her husband's restaurants. It was Lazaroff, with her ambition, assertiveness, and bold personality, who persuaded the James Beard Award-winning chef to become a presence outside the kitchen, helping turn him into a celebrity chef. When the power couple announced they were divorcing in 2002, many wondered what it meant for the multi-million-dollar Wolfgang Puck brand. Fortunately, the two kept their business and personal lives separate, and the business doesn't seem to have suffered at all. Lazaroff is still listed as a co-founder and partner on the website of Wolfgang Puck Fine Dining Group, a company that operates 20 fine dining restaurants and countless quick-serve eateries in the United States and around the world. Valerie Bertinelli's most famous marriage was to rock star Eddie Van Halen, but that relationship came before Bertinelli had become a regular fixture on the Food Network. Her first divorce didn't stop her from tying the knot again, however. The actor-turned-television chef married financial advisor Tom Vitale in 2011. All was going well in the years that followed. In 2015, Bertinelli debuted her Food Network show, Valerie's Home Cooking. Vitale would often appear on the program as a guest, but off-camera, things were slowly deteriorating. The couple separated in 2021 and filed for divorce the following year. In November of 2022, the split was finalized. To celebrate, Bertinelli posted a video to X, formerly known as Twitter, sharing the news that she was officially divorced from Vitale.
Happily divorced. God, finally. It's finally over.
While Bertinelli was happy to get married a second time, don't expect her to make a third trip down the aisle. She told People magazine that she can't imagine being able to trust someone enough to tie the knot again, saying, "I am gonna be more than happy to be happily divorced and spend the rest of my life alone. I'll be happy that way." The legendary Anthony Bourdain was still legally married when he died by suicide in 2018, but reports indicated that he and his wife, Ottavia Busia, had begun divorce proceedings. The couple had been married since 2007. News of the impending divorce wasn't too shocking, considering the pair had been separated since 2016, and Bourdain was dating Italian actor Asia Argento at the time of his death. What was pleasantly surprising about the split was just how cordial it was. By all accounts, Bourdain and Busia, who had a child together, still loved each other, but were pulled apart by career ambitions, with Busia telling Page 6, "Nothing has changed. We love each other. We respect the decisions the other has made, and will always consider ourselves a family." She also added that Bourdain was only home during the holidays due to his busy parts unknown filming schedule. Bourdain confirmed the couple's status, telling People magazine, "My wife and I have lived very separate lives for years. There's no drama here. We get along really, really well, and it's not a big lifestyle change happening here." As Alton Brown rose to fame during the early 2000s, he did so alongside his wife, DeAnna, whom he married in 1994. But the successes that launched his professional life may have also impacted his personal one. When Brown got divorced in 2015, his hectic work schedule was cited as a contributing factor, with Alton telling People magazine, "We really went separate ways in our lives. We changed, the world changed, and she went one way and I went the other way. I think we're probably both a heck of a lot better off where we are." Religion also played a role in the split. The couple were devoted Southern Baptists, but over time, Brown had trouble reconciling his personal views with those of the church. To make the situation worse, Brown picked up a few unhealthy habits following his divorce. He admitted to the New York Times that he was drinking too much and overindulging in candy to the point that he gained 20 pounds. But he didn't stay down long. He ditched his vices and soon after found a new love. The year after his divorce, Brown met interior designer Elizabeth Ingram at one of his book signings. 2 years later, they were married. By all accounts, the Great British Bake Off judge Paul Hollywood and his wife Alex were in marital bliss during the first decade or so of their marriage. That all came crashing down in 2013 thanks to a headline-grabbing scandal. When the Englishman traveled to the United States to film the American baking competition, he had an affair with his fellow judge, Chef Marcella Valladolid. As Hollywood told the Mirror at the time, "It's my fault. I am very sad about what has happened. I do feel very sad about it and what it brought on the family. I did have an affair in America with my co-judge, and it was the biggest mistake of my life because actually I still love my wife." Hollywood's infidelity did not lead to a divorce, at least not initially. Wanting what's best for their son, the couple reconciled and stayed together for a few more years. But the cracks in the foundation only widened. The couple separated in 2017 and were officially divorced 2 years later. Tom Brown has made quite the name for himself in his home country as one of the top British chefs working today. After climbing his way up the culinary ladder, Brown shot to fame in 2017 after reaching the finals of the BBC cooking competition show Great British Menu. The following year, he opened his own restaurant, Cornerstone, and just 3 years later, it earned a Michelin star. Brown has also appeared on several other popular television shows, including This Morning, Saturday Kitchen, and Top Chef. But with fame comes attention, including in your personal life. So when Brown began a relationship with Julieanne Soto in the summer of 2020, the press took notice. It proved to be a whirlwind romance. The couple got engaged just 2 months after first meeting and tied the knot 4 months after that in December. Unfortunately, the 6-month courtship proved to be the same duration as their marriage. The couple called it quits the following summer. Kat Cora is best known for being the first female Iron Chef.
It was really great to be a role model to a lot of, people out there, and it was also great to be the first of something. I always love being the first of something.
At one point in time, it wasn't her culinary skills in the spotlight. It was her ugly divorce. In 2015, the Food Network regular filed for divorce from her wife, Jennifer. The pair were married just 2 years earlier, but had been in a relationship for nearly 2 decades. Kat later told People magazine, "It is with great sadness that after 17 years, a tremendous amount of work, careful consideration, consideration and heavy hearts, my wife and I have mutually decided to no longer remain married. What sounded like an amicable split soon turned sour, however. First came Jennifer filing for divorce behind Cora's back, after agreeing the chef would file first. Then came Cora's accusations that Jennifer was bad-mouthing her to their friends and kids. According to TMZ, Cora requested the court force Jennifer to undergo vocational analysis to help her get a job. The divorce was finalized in 2016, but that was hardly the end of the story. In 2020, Cora filed a domestic violence restraining order against her ex-wife after Jennifer had allegedly repeatedly followed and harassed the chef and her family. If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic abuse, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also find more information, resources, and support at their website.